Hello world and all that inhabit it. It's time for another FL Studio tutorial, and today's tutorial is going to be on the main differences / first impressions of FM8 to Citrus. So let's get started. Just for analysis, on the left hand side of the screen, I've got an EQ and an oscilloscope set up for FM8, and on the right side of the screen I've got EQ and an oscilloscope for Citrus. So we can see the difference between the two of them as I do things, because they're both FM synthesizers, but they both have differences. So let's get started. They're both in their default patch, just a sine wave on FM8, and the Citrus default, which isn't default. There we go. So the first thing we already notice is there's a massive amplitude difference. That's what I'm finding. And FM8 is an octave lower, so to counteract that in the channel settings, I'll just smash that down. Oh, can you detach that? Nope. Yeah, I'm working on 3 monitors, so that's probably why you can't see me change the channel settings. There we go, that works too. Alright, so what I'm going to do is Alright, so this is like my first time using FM8, so where are we? So browser, I think it's expert. There we go. Alright, so it appears that is how you route it. Alright, that's at 100. So we can already tell that FM8 is a lot quieter at first impression out of the box, so I'll just match the 2 volumes just for the sake of continuity. So first pick. There we go. Alright, cool. So, as we can both see, the two do have a couple of similarities. First one of those being is you've both got matrices. There's your matrix in FM8 and there's a matrix in Citrus. So with the very little bit that I do know about FM synthesis, I could probably start to get to work. So like, for example, if I wanted to change operator 1, better change that, and have it modulated by a sine wave, I would select that operator, which would be my modulation source, and then just drag it up in that column, row. Oh my god, row. So and that seems to be the full extent of what you can do in Citrus. If I want to do that in FM8, I would select an oscillator or operator and then click there and drag. You have to right click it before you do it. That's going to get annoying. And then the extent. That seems to be the extent of what you can do in FM8 as far as modulation wise. So like, if that's full whack modulation, that's full whack modulation. Citrus. Big difference between the two. You can watch both the oscilloscopes. You can see that Citrus is modulating it a hell of a lot more. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm just going to try to match the limit of FM8 is Citrus. So I'll just go layer and there we go. So it seems to be around 77% in Citrus to get 100% in FM8. So based on that, I can start altering the sound further. So if I wanted to modulate that first modulation source by a high harmonic, I'd have to click on D and right click on it to activate the thing. And I'll just change the ratio all the way up to, I think it's 32 in FM8 from what I heard. I'm no expert on this. This is like literally my first time I've used FM8. So, and then I'll just do that a little bit and click and drag up to there probably about. And then to do the same thing in Citrus, I'll have to go on to operator 3, set that up to ratio 64, and then modulate operator 2 by oscillator 3. So that looks apparent. So what I'm going to just be doing now is link up the volume of operator 2 to a modulation controller. So volume and then mod X on operator 2 and set that. So then when I play with this X knob, I'll be able to do that. And adversely, I'll select operator E. Right, so far what I'm finding is I like the layout of FM8 more. Like I can kind of understand a lot more about the FM synthesis process from FM8's matrix than I can from Citrus's matrix, because you just can't see the lines connecting, can you? However, there's things that Citrus can do that FM8 couldn't do even if we wanted to. One of those things is, where is it? Not browser, not attributes. Bear with me, this is my first time using FM8, so expert ops. Hey, there you go. How counterintuitive. So oscillator E, this one here, if we change the waveform of that, we've got a couple of options here. They're like set. So if I were to change that to a triangle wave, we can do that in Citrus also, but we've got wave morphing capabilities. And also, because I'm modulating it by a harmonic, I need that there in FM8 because there's no way for me to get around that. Whereas in Citrus, I can do away with the harmonic entirely and then just go into the additive engine section that it's got in operator 2, oscillator tab, and then just, I think it's the 5 octave mark or 6 octave mark. That we'll just chuck on there. And if I just bring that up higher, there you go. Oops, wrong oscillator. That's too much. There we go. And then if I do it, so you can kind of already hear the same different thing. Anyway, for point of demonstration though, I should keep the matrices the same because FM synthesis, as you can see, is pretty confusing. Just to get an intro into it, so I'll click that. So now we're on the equal playing field again. So we've got FM8. And we've got Citrus, which is being modulated a bit more. Set that to 1%. Yeah, stuff it close enough. Alright, feedback oscillation is something that is used in pretty much any FM synth sound that I've used, because I mostly use FM synthesis for basses and vocoder carriers, and that feedback gives you a real kind of harshness. So if I send that out from operator F back into operator E, I just drag up like that. You can already start to hear the character of that feedback coming through. So if I wanted to redo this in Citrus, it's nowhere near as graphical, and I'm literally going to have to take a second to think. So if E is operating on F, 2 acts as E, 1 is F, so then I need to make 1 operate onto oscillator 2. So that would mean that. And operator 2 is a triangle wave. Yes. And then and there you go. Again, you will notice that the output of Citrus is a hell of a lot louder. And if I just set the layer on, you can see the amplitude difference in the oscilloscopes. It's devastatingly obvious, even if I were to turn the output up. You can hear that there is a big difference as far as output's concerned. Ooh. But yeah, that's about all I'm confident in showing right now, because, as I said, again, this is my first time I've ever used FM8, because I just got Komplete, and I am enjoying Contact. It's great. That's all I can really say. And I'm a producer that actually owns Massive now.